afternoon, everybody. Welcome to First Responder Broadcasting's presentation of Georgetown Eagle basketball live here on the SHN Sports Network. We are live here at Connally High School for today's basketball game between the Georgetown Eagles and the Connally Cougars as district play gets underway here in UIL 5A Region 3 District 23. Georgetown Eagle basketball is brought to you by Mack Hike, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Mack Hike, Ford, and Lincoln of Georgetown, your sole sponsors of Georgetown Eagle basketball. Thank you to Mack Hike, Ford, and Lincoln at Georgetown, and Mack Hike, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. We are live here at Connally High School as we get ready to do battle. Georgetown, the Eagles come in 10-6 on the year here in the ball game today, coming in to face off against the Connally Cougars, who currently sit at 9-7 on the year. The Connally Cougars are 9-7 on the year. They're coached by head coach John Howie. His assistant coaches Anthony Jones, Jamal Dilworth, James Ellis, and Aaron Fagans. In the head-to-head battle between Connally and Georgetown, Connally leads the series 8-6, and Connally has a current 3-game win streak over the Georgetown Eagles. So an opportunity here for Georgetown to try to come in on the road to open up district nonetheless and try to pick up a win and get this series closer to 500 and try to end the losing streak to the Connally Cougars. Georgetown head coach is David Canfield in his 7th year at the helm at the Georgetown Eagles. His assistant coaches Peter Stackman, Kyle Gandy, and Brad Bresnahan. In District 23, Elgin currently sits atop in the non-district standings. If you look at it, they're at 9-2 on the year. Cedar Creek at 12-4, Eastview at 11-4. Georgetown and Hendrickson both at 10-6, Connally 9-7, Pflugerville 7-9, and Bastrop at 4-11. Other games going on today here in district. Elgin is at Eastview today at 4 p.m. Bastrop played at Pflugerville at 12:30. No update on that score yet on that game, on how that first district game went. And then Cedar Creek is at Hendrickson also here at 4 p.m. today. And so the next time you will see district play for District 23, it'll be on January the 3rd. That's on a Wednesday. And because of the holiday setup and returning back to school and everything, it'll be a Wednesday-Friday combo for that first week of January as we come back to the new year in 2024. Georgetown will be at home on that Wednesday and that Friday as well, so we'll bring you both games live from Georgetown High School. Pflugerville will come in at 7 p.m. on Wednesday to take on your Georgetown Eagles, and then Elgin Wildcats come in to take on Georgetown on Friday night, January the 5th, and that is an 8 p.m. tip between the Wildcats and the Eagles. And so for each of those games, we'll be live here on the SHN Sports Network. First Responder Broadcasting proudly brings you Georgetown Eagles sports, and we are so appreciative of Mack Hike and their sponsorship to bring you Georgetown Eagle basketball here to you each and every game free of charge. The Eagles will get a break from district play after today's ball game. They'll enjoy the Christmas weekend, and then they will be on the road in the Fredericksburg tournament. That is, if I'm not mistaken, it's the Chicken Express Fredericksburg tournament down in Fredericksburg, Texas. They will play on the 28th and 29th, the Thursday and Friday next week. Those games will not be broadcast. We will be back live with you January the 3rd, and we'll update you when the Eagles come back from Fredericksburg and that tournament. But they will go down there and get to play a few games, at least 3 games on the schedule so far for that tournament before they come back on January the 3rd. Connally is located in Austin, Texas, but is a member of the Pflugerville ISD system. They are located just 19.5 miles south of Georgetown, Texas. They're located on Lamar Boulevard between Howard Lane and Palmer Lane for your reference for Connally High School. The enrollment, 1,933 students. Superintendent Dr. Douglas Kelly and principal is Daniel Garcia for the Connally Cougars. The colors are being presented here in the middle of the floor, and we will go to the national anthem live right now here on the SHN Sports Network. back here live, Connally High School. A quick flip there to the national anthem. The colors presented by the JROTC here at Pflugerville Connally High School. And they did such a great job there today. The Georgetown Eagles, the visitors today, they're in the road blacks, black bottoms with black tops, EFND in capital block print lettering in gray on the front of those jersey tops, on top of the uniform jersey numbers, gray in color, and on the back, the gray numerals, blue piping down the sides of the shorts and tops for the Georgetown Eagles. The Pflugerville Connally Cougars, they're in the all whites for home with accented green colors on the outside and on the sides. Cougars in capital block print lettering across the front in green, above the green numerals on the front, green numerals on the back of the white jersey top and jersey bottom. Georgetown left to right to start it off, and we'll go live to the floor. The toss-up between Mayhew and Makai Bryant. Mayhew tips it back to Dupre, and Georgetown has the ball to start it off. The starting lineups will be brought to you here in just a second. They got going a lot quicker than we expected after all that time. Presley across the timeline. Top of the key to Dupre. His pass to Canfield's tip. Canfield gets it. He'll dribble against the double team. Picks up his dribble, tries to get it off, and does to Dupre. But then Dupre is going to draw a foul. And on the floor against the Connally Cougars, it'll be whistled against number 15. That is going to be against Joshua Doe. That'll be his first foul. Joshua Doe, the 5'11 junior guard. He picks up his first personal foul, first team foul for the Cougars. Georgetown on inbound. Presley in the backcourt. He'll be picked up by number 13, Jordan Wright, across to Mayhew, right wing, back to Presley. Now over to Canfield, left side. As Canfield holds there. Back to Presley, right side. He'll drive into the middle of the lane, jump stop, dumps it low to Dupre. He'll go up right side and get it. Ryan Dupre, the first bucket of the ball game, and Georgetown takes the 2-0 lead over the Cougars. And now some troubles here electronically. We'll update it here in just a minute. 2-0, a pass by Joshua Doe is out of the arm's reach of his teammate. It's out of bounds. Turnover on the Cougars. And with 7:10 left first quarter, Georgetown gets the ball back. Canfield will inbound on the baseline. Tries to throw it into Presley and gets it to him. Presley's double teamed in the back. Gets it to Canfield. Canfield will bring it across the timeline. Give it off to Mayhew. Now to Presley to the left side. Q holds it there to Dupre, top of the key. Over to Canfield, right wing, fakes, drives in the lane, dumps it to Mayhew on the right baseline. Pump fake, goes and drives down low, and Mayhew knocks down his first two. And a quick 4-point lead for Georgetown over the Cougars, and a quick 30-second timeout by Coach Howie for the Cougars. 6:51 remaining here in the first quarter. Quick timeout. Back with more Eagle basketball in a moment. Out of the timeout. Connally has it down by 4-0 here early in the ball game. Bryant left wing into the hands of Fagans. Covered by Presley. Up top to Makai Bryant. Bryant right wing into the hands of Sanders. Sanders will hold there. Covered by Canfield. Up top into the hands of Doe. Doe steps in. 16-footer up. No good. Cooper Christensen gets the rebound for Georgetown. He'll give it off to Dupre. Now to Canfield. And Canfield will walk it up for Georgetown in the backcourt. He'll get across the timeline with 6:22 left here first quarter. Left wing into the hands of Cooper, doubled up there on the sideline. Back up to Canfield, but it's over his head. And going in to lay it up and in is Jordan Wright for Pflugerville's first 2 points of the ball game. So 4-2, Georgetown leads it. Inbound to Mayhew, but it's tipped free by Sanders. And the steal for the Cougars. Sanders will give it up top into the hands of Doe. Up top, swing it around, Makai Bryant on the right wing. Into Wright, he'll fire the right elbow jumper. It's up and good, and 4-4 your score now after two quick buckets there for the Cougars. Heavy pressure in the backcourt, and now a foul by the Cougars in the backcourt. It's going to be on number 0. That's Christian Sanders. That'll be his first personal foul. Second team foul on the Cougars. So Georgetown will inbound again. Heavy full court pressure applied. Inbound to Presley. Now they'll back it off. 5:40 left first quarter. 4-4 your score here as Presley brings it across the timeline. He'll drive all the way down and then kick it out to Mayhew on the right baseline. Skip pass to Cooper Christensen. Now to Presley left baseline. He'll dribble up towards the wing and reset the offense. Up to Canfield, now to Dupre at the top of the key. Dupre with the fake, drives all the way in, kicks it out. Cooper to Presley, left wing. He'll drive in. The flop not called, dump down low. The pass knocked away, and a steal for the Cougars. Into the hands of Fagans. He'll give it off into the hands of Doe, and Doe will bring it across the timeline. Up top to Bryant, covered by Cooper Christensen. Drive down, up against Mayhew, up and under, no good. The ball tipped free, and it's out of bounds off of Bryant. And that ball will go over to Georgetown with 5:01 left here in the first quarter. And the first sub of the ball game is not going to be allowed. Georgetown has the ball. They're going to bring it in. Sub was too late getting to the bench, so Georgetown has it right baseline into the hands of Mayhew. He'll hold there, skip it over to Cooper, left wing. He'll fire a three. It's on the way, long, no good. Rebound by Fagans for the Cougars. Fagans across the timeline, left wing, picked up by Presley, goes up top. Doe has it there, fakes the shot, tries to drive in the lane. It does on Mayhew, the left-handed runner, no good. But the backside rebound up and put back in by number 11, Anthony Fagans, his first 2 points of the ballgame, and a 6-4 lead for the Cougars. Pressure in the backcourt, got it across to Mayhew, down to Dupre to a cutting Canfield. He'll lay it up, contested, can't get it to go. Ball free, Canfield comes up with it. He'll go up contested and draw the foul. And they're going to call that on number 11. That's going to be on Fagans. That's going to be Fagans' first personal foul, third team foul on the Cougars. And Georgetown will send Kai Canfield to the free throw line for the first time of the ball game. 2 free throws coming for Kai. 4:18 left here in the first quarter. First free throw. It's the Kai and roll, knocks it down. 5-4 or 6-5. Connally leads it. Into the ball game comes number 2. That's Michael Scruggs for the Cougars. As Canfield sets for his second free throw. It's on the way. Nothing but net. And the score is tied again. 6-6 here early on in the ball game. Bryant across the timeline, right wing. Gives it off to Scruggs. His pass is tipped free by Presley, and it's going to go out of bounds about midcourt. And the Cougars will inbound again with 4:08 left in the first quarter. Subs for Georgetown now. As into the ball game comes number 2, 3, and 12. That's going to be Landry Bullion, Charles Johnson, and Adrian Brown. And out comes Canfield, Mayhew, and Christensen. Right, inbounds to Scruggs in the backcourt. He brings it across to Bryant on the left wing. He'll look to drive, does to the baseline, cut off there. Skip pass over. Right baseline three-pointer on the way. It's off the back iron, no good. Battle for the rebound. They're going to call a foul here. They're going to give it to Ryan Dupre. It'll be his first, Georgetown's first. On the block out by Makai Bryant. 3:55 remaining. Right, inbound to the baseline to Bryant. Up top to Scruggs. Back to Wright on the left wing. He'll fire the three. It's short, no good. Rebound down in the corner. Kicked out. Wright saves it. He'll kick it over to the right wing into the hands of Sanders. Back out. Three fired up by Fagans. His shot no good. Rebound Landry Bullion. He'll get it to Dupre. Skip it ahead to Charles Johnson. And Georgetown pushes to Presley. The breakaway is up and good for Q Presley. His first 2 points of the ball game. And Georgetown leads it 8-6. 3:25 remaining first quarter. Scruggs across the timeline. Picked up by Presley. Out near midcourt. High pressure there. Kick it right wing into the hands of Sanders. Sanders looking for a cutter. Can't get it to him. Now up top to Bryant. Bryant against Dupre. He'll hand it off to Scruggs. Off a high screen. Scruggs kicks it over. Into the hands of Fagans. Back to Bryant. Left wing. He'll fire the three, and it's good. Makai Bryant hits his first three-point attempt, and it's a 9-8 lead for the Cougars. And now a travel violation on Adrian Brown. We'll turn it back over to the Cougars. Into the ball game for the first time comes Davian Dockery, number 3. Along with number 20, Braden Flowers, and then number 15, Joshua Doe, back into the ball game for the Cougars. So the Cougars will inbound here on the near sideline. 2:55 remaining. They lead it 9-8. Over the Eagles, right wing. Dockery now up top into the hands of Doe. Left wing to Scruggs. Scruggs holds there against Presley. Up top, the ball stolen by Adrian Brown. Here comes Georgetown. Brown pushes it down behind the back dribble, and now a traveling violation as he did a 360 spin while dribbling. And it'll be another turnover on the Eagles. Canfield will come back into the ball game, replacing Q Presley with 2:37 remaining here in the first quarter. Dockery dribbles right wing. He'll get it up top into the hands of Flowers, left wing, into the hands of Joshua Doe. He'll look to drive baseline, does. Pull-up jumper is good. So Joshua Doe with his 4th point of the ball game. And the lead up to 3 now, 11-8 for the Cougars. Bouillon in the backcourt, gets it over to Brown, across the timeline to Dupre. Left elbow, drops it off to Johnson. Back up top to Brown, the steal by Dockery, and here comes the Cougars. Dockery will drive in, and the layup is up and good. 13-8 now, a 5-point lead for the Cougars. Inbound to Canfield. He'll push it across the timeline. Right wing to Bouillon. Fakes the 3, drives in, kicks it over to Dupre. Left wing, left baseline, Johnson. He'll drive in, skip it over to Brown. Right wing, he'll fire the 3. It's up, no good. Charles Johnson battles for the rebound, but it's off the Cougars, out of bounds. So Georgetown will get it back underneath their own basket with 1:46 remaining here in the first quarter. Another substitution in here. Mekhi Bryant checks back in for the Cougars. Inbound to Bouillon. He goes up contested against Bryant and gets it. And it's 13-10. As Bouillon knocks down his first 2. Quickly back down. Backdoor pass into Flowers. Blocked from behind by Kai Canfield into the hands of Brown. And here come the Eagles. Good play there by Canfield. Ahead to Johnson, right wing. Gives it off to Dupre. He'll get it to a cutting Canfield. He'll stop in the middle of the lane. The jumper good. Kai Canfield knocks it down. He now has 4 points in the ball game. And the Eagles cut the lead back to 1, 13-12, 1:12 left first quarter. Pass stolen by Johnson. Scruggs gets it back up top to Dockery. He'll drive towards the right side and reset the offense. Hands it off to Doe. Doe up top to Mekhi Bryant. 1 minute left first quarter, 1 minute, 13-12. Connally leads it by 1. Doe on the right wing, up top to Bryant, left wing to Scruggs. Scruggs holds there against Johnson, down to the left baseline, into the hands of Doe. His jumper up and good. 15-12 now. Doe with 6 points in the quarter. And the 15-12 lead. 35 seconds remaining. Got to get across the timeline. Brown does finally to Dupre. But before it's into his hands, they blow the whistle for the 10-second violation, and Georgetown turns it over again. And here comes Presley, Christensen, and Mayhew back on the floor for Georgetown. Dupre, Brown, and Johnson will come out with 33 seconds remaining. Connally will inbound in front of the Georgetown bench. Now Connally only had 4 players on the floor. Inbound will come from Jordan Wright. He'll get it into Doe. Back to Wright on the left wing, covered by Canfield. Now in the hands of Fagans on the left wing. He'll fire the 3, in and out, no good. Landry Bouillon, the backside rebound. 18 seconds remaining. Kick it left wing. Presley down on the baseline. Into Mayhew, the little baby jumper, no good. Tip free. And the Cougars save it. Inbounds, drive back down. Doe on the right baseline. Pull-up jumper is good. That's going to be the end of the first quarter. As Connally takes the 5-point lead right before the buzzer on the bucket by Joshua Doe, and he ends the quarter with 8 points. And the Cougars lead it 17-12 over Georgetown after 1 complete period. We'll take a quick break, come back with period number 2. Georgetown basketball in just a minute. Back out of the break, we go to quarter number 2. On the floor for Georgetown, Presley, Bullion, Christensen, Canfield, and Mayhew. On the floor for the Cougars, Barnwell, Doe, Fagans, Mackay Bryant, and Jordan Wright. Bryant hands it off to Wright on the right wing. Wright covered by Canfield, drives to the baseline. Barnwell has it, right wing, fakes, drives into the free throw line, kicks it out to Doe on the left wing. He'll dribble right wing, give it off to Wright. Now to Barnwell, left wing, fakes the three. Now will dribble over, hand it to Mackay Bryant. Bryant on the right wing, looks to drive, was cut off by Christensen. Spins back and now forces up a jumper. It's off the back iron, no good. Rebound Kai Canfield. 7.5 minutes left, second quarter. Georgetown has it. Bullion gives it into Mayhew. Backdoor cut to Presley. He'll drive in, put it up contested. It's no good, and he's whistled for the offensive foul. That'll be Presley's first foul, first team foul on Georgetown here in the second quarter. That'll give the ball right back over to the Cougars. They lead it 17-12, 7:21 remaining here in the second quarter. Wright will inbound to Mackay Bryant, back to Wright, and he'll bring it up for the Cougars. Canfield waits at midcourt. He'll pick up Wright as he crosses. He'll go right wing to Mackay Bryant. Kicks it baseline to Barnwell, back to Bryant, right wing, deep three, fired up, off the back iron, no good, long rebound. Doe comes away with it, down to Mackay Bryant, right blocked. He'll go up contested against Mayhew, no good. Rebound tipped away, and Mayhew gets it for Georgetown. Gives it off to Cooper Christensen across the timeline, hands it off to Presley, but Presley can't control the pass, and it's out of bounds into the Cougar bench. Turnover on Georgetown. Cougars have it back with 6:56 left here in the first half. 17-12 still your score. Georgetown trails by 5. Doe into Bryant at the free throw line, loses the ball. Bullion comes away with it. He'll dribble, kick it right wing to Presley. He'll stop and pop a three-pointer. Good! Q Presley knocks down his first three-pointer of the ball game, now with 5 points in the ball game, and a 17-15 lead for Connally with 6:45 remaining second quarter. Bryant up top to Doe. Now Wright has it. He'll dribble off a high screen to the right wing, kick it over to Barnwell. Right baseline three is up and good. Barnwell knocks it down, 20-15. Connally leads again by 5. Pressure in the backcourt. Canfield has it on the near side. Gets a man in the air. Back to Presley, left side. Got to get across the timeline to Canfield. And another 10-second violation for the Eagles. Can't get it across the timeline. Taking too much time back and forth. And so another turnover by Georgetown. Connally will have it. But not before a timeout's called here. On the floor by Coach David Canfield of Georgetown. We'll take it with them. 6:21 remaining here in the first half. Set 20-15. Connally leads it over Georgetown. Quick timeout. Georgetown basketball continues in a moment. Out of the timeout, Georgetown. Coach Canfield called a full timeout. Now the Cougars will have it here on the near sideline. Barnwell will inbound it for the Cougars with 6:21 remaining. Into the hands of Wright in the backcourt. Wright will bring it across. Barnwell left wing, holds it for the Cougars there. Look for the cutter, now up top to Wright. Skip it over to Doe on the right wing. Looks for the cutter, now up top into the hands of Fagans. He'll take the straight on three. It's on the way and good. Anthony Fagans knocks down a three-pointer. He has 5 in the ball game, and the lead up to 8 now, 23-15. Dupre has it, skipping to Christensen left wing, backdoor to Mayhew. He'll go up, lay it up and in, and get the foul. Not a smart foul there by Jordan Wright. Mayhew had already gone in and was laying it up and in when he goes in and fouls him. So Mayhew will get a chance at an old-fashioned three-point play. The foul whistled on on Jordan Wright. Number 13. That'll be his first personal foul, first team foul on the Cougars. Mayhew can't get the free throw to go. Leads down to 6, 23-17. Doe drives into the left elbow, down to the left block, goes up around Mayhew and lays it up and in. 25-17. Josh Doe now with 10 points in the ball game. 25-17. Connally by 8. Dupre in the backcourt, gets it across to Presley, right wing, skip past to Canfield, left baseline, he'll fire the three, on the way, good. Kai Canfield knocks down his first three-pointer of the ball game. He now has 7, and the lead cut back to 5, 25-20. Dump it low, kick it out, Barnwell, left wing, fires the three, it's up off the iron, no good. Off the top of the glass, and they'll call it there as it touched the support beam. So it'll be out of bounds off the Cougars, 5:15 left in the second quarter. Charles Johnson will check back in for Georgetown as Mayhew checks out. 25-20, Connally leads it. Presley down to Christensen, back door to Charles Johnson. He'll go up, lay it up and in. Charles Johnson, his first points of the ball game. A big two-pointer now down to a 3-point deficit for Georgetown. 25-22. Doe across the timeline, center of the floor, right wing, into the hands of Fagans. Fagans holds there. And he's whistled for the traveling violation. He did a lot of faking and tried to get around Dupre and get him to commit in the air, and couldn't do it, and he turned it over on the travel. And that'll give the ball back over to Georgetown. 4:45 remaining, second quarter. Presley and Canfield play catch in the backcourt. Got to get across the timeline, and does to Cooper Christensen. He'll drive down towards the left baseline, pick it up, skip pass, backdoor to Johnson. He'll back it out, now to a cutting Canfield. He'll stop, backdoor cut. The ball is tipped, and it's out of bounds off the Cougars. Good defense there by Sanders. But Georgetown will get it back on the baseline, inbound with 4:30 left here in the second quarter. 25-22. Connally leads by 3. Johnson to inbound, gets it to Christensen on the right baseline. He'll drive baseline, picks it up, gives it up top to Canfield. The right elbow jumper, no good. Makai Bryant with the rebound, and here come the Cougars. Bryant across the timeline, gives it off to Doe, fakes the three. Now we'll come off the screen and fire the three. It's on the way, short, no good. Makai Bryant gets the rebound for the Cougars. Spin in the lane, the fadeaway is up, no good. Rebound Christensen for Georgetown. He'll give it off to Presley. 4:05 remaining here in the second quarter. Up to Canfield, across to Dupre, right wing. Quick fire three for Ryan Dupre, no good. Battle for the rebound. Sanders comes away with it for Connally. He'll give it off to Wright across the timeline, right wing. Looks to drive baseline, cut off there by Cooper. 3:45 left here in the second quarter. Doe has it left wing, fires the three. It's off the iron, no good. But the rebound into the hands of Sanders, and the Connally Cougars reset. Wright drives baseline, spins. Back up top to Sanders. He'll fire a three from the right wing. Off the iron, no good. Long rebound, tracked down, and on the floor goes Fagans. Canfield jumps on top, but kick it down low. Doe, the left block layup. And a good scramble there for the Cougars, and the lead up to 5, 27-22. Doe now with 12 in the ball game for the Cougars. Canfield in the backcourt. Fagans picks him up. Got to get across the timeline. Over to Presley, right side, across the timeline. Back to Canfield. He'll fake the three, driving to the free throw line, dumps it to Dupre. He'll drive all the way in. The left side runner up and good for Ryan Dupre. Heavy contact, no call there, but Dupre now with 4 points and the lead down to 3 again. Doe on the right baseline, picks up the ball, kicks it around now. Sanders has it left wing, left baseline to right. He'll drive in, a little floater thrown up, but an offensive foul there on Wright. His second personal foul, second team foul on the Cougars. A charge taken there by Q Presley. Georgetown will get it back with 2:56 remaining. Here in the second quarter, 27-24. Now Presley going to clean up some moisture on the floor after he took the charge. Landry Bullion back into the ball game for the Eagles, along with Adrian Brown. Christian Cooper and Canfield take a seat. So Georgetown has Presley, Brown, Dupre, Bullion, and Johnson on the floor. Presley finally gets it into Johnson here on the near side. Back to Brown, over to Presley. The Eagles have got to get it across the timeline after this pressure. Brown loses the dribble, gets it back, tries to get it to Dupre, stolen by Makai Bryant. He'll drive in from the left side. A nice travel, no call. But Makai Bryant dunks it down. He now has 5 points in the ball game. The pass ahead by the Eagles gets away, and it's another turnover on Georgetown. And Kai Canfield right back into the ball game. 29-24, 5-point lead for Connally with 2:36 remaining here in the second quarter. Jordan Wright checks out. Joshua Doe back in for the Cougars. Dockery across the timeline. Left wing into the hands of Sanders. Sanders holds there. Up top to Dockery. Right wing Scruggs. Drives baseline. A little floater up and in. 31-24. Scruggs knocks down his first points in the ball game. And now a foul called here. They're going to call it on number 5, Mekhi Bryant. That'll be his first personal foul, third team foul on the Cougars. 31-24, 7-point lead for the Cougars. Inbound to Bullion. Covered by Dockery. Dribbles past him across the timeline. Right wing to Johnson. Fakes the three. His man's in the air. Drives in. Kicks it up top. Canfield straight on three. Good! Kai Canfield knocks down his second three-pointer of the quarter. And the lead cut back to 4. Sanders left baseline. His shot blocked. Kick out ahead by Johnson. And there's a foul there. And that's an intentional foul on Joshua Doe. He reached out and grabbed Charles Johnson. They're not going to call the intentional. They're just going to call the foul. So that'll be his second personal foul, fourth team foul on the Cougars. And Coach Canfield arguing, where's the intentional foul? It was a breakaway, and he grabbed him. Coach Canfield has a valid argument. I thought it was an intentional foul as Doe just grabbed the Johnson and didn't let him break free to get that layup. Instead, Georgetown inbounds. 31-27, 1:45 left, second quarter. Canfield at the far side near midcourt stripe, covered by Dockery. Dribbles off, gives it off to Johnson, right wing to Presley. Presley holds there, skip pass left wing, Bullion. He'll quick fire a three. It's good! Landry Bullion knocks down his first three of the ball game. Now with 5 points in the game, the Eagles trail by 1. 31-30. Left wing, Dockery has it against Presley. Looks to drive in to the left elbow, kick it out to Fagans on the baseline, drops it to Mekhi Bryant, left block, covered there by Dupre. He'll back it out near the three-point line with 1:15 remaining second quarter, and the Cougars reset. Wright has it on the right baseline, picks his dribble up, kicks it out. Sanders drives in, blocked by Landry Bullion. Skip pass ahead, Dupre on the kick out. He'll take it up and lay it up and in, and Georgetown takes the 1-point lead, 32-31. Dupre now with 6 in the ball game. Good defense by the Eagles. Kick it baseline. Dockery gives it off to Bryant, right wing. Bryant covered by Dupre. Gives it off into the hands of Fagans. Picked up by Presley. Still by Q, and a foul there on Fagans as he pushes Presley. That'll be Fagans' second personal foul, 15th foul. And that'll send Q Presley to the free throw line after the 15th foul on the Cougars. It should be 2 free throws for Q Presley. It was not a player control foul. It was a pushing foul. So with 41.27 seconds, Q Presley's going to go to the free throw line. For the Eagles, a chance to extend the lead here. After the 15th foul here in the second quarter. On the season, Presley from the free throw line. Shooting about 63%, knocks down his first free throw. The Eagles lead it by 2, 33-31. Evan Mayhew checks back in. Charles Johnson takes a seat for Georgetown as Q Presley gets ready for his second free throw. Presley fires away, nothing but net on that one, and a 3-point lead for Georgetown. 34-31. Bryant has it left wing for the Cougars. Canfield picks him up. The Eagles have gone to the 2-3 zone. Bryant has it left side. 30 seconds remaining in the first half. Dockery into the hands of Wright. Back up top, Dockery to Bryant left wing. Up top to Dockery. Swinging around the outside, running the time down for the final shot. Wright has it right wing. Up top to Bryant. He'll take an NBA three from the left wing. It's off the iron. No good. Rebound tipped away and into the hands of Fagans. He'll go up. Mayhew with the block, but a foul called. They're going to call it on Q Presley. That'll be Q's second personal foul, second team foul on Georgetown. But going to the free throw line on the shooting foul is number 11, Anthony Fagans. Fagans, the 6'1 sophomore, will head to the free throw line for the 2 shots. He's got 5 points in the ballgame to this point. First free throw from Fagans is off the back of the iron, no good. Cooper Christensen will check back in for Georgetown. He'll replace Evan Mayhew. Switcheroo there in the lane for Georgetown. The position against Mekhi Bryant on the far side. It'll be a squeeze block out by Cooper and Dupre As Fagan's ready for the second free throw, it's on the way, and it's up, in and out, and back in. And it's good, 34-32. That's the lead to 2. Georgetown will have it with 10 seconds remaining. Canfield will dribble up. He'll cross the timeline, left side, dribbles past 2 men, goes all the way in, kicks it out to Bouillon, right baseline. He'll fire a contested 3. The ball knocked loose, and the Cougars have it, and the quarter comes to an end. After 1 half of basketball, Georgetown leads it 34-32 over the Connally Cougars. We'll take a timeout when we come back. Some halftime stats in quarter number 3. You're listening to Georgetown Eagle Basketball live here on the SHN Sports Network. back here live, Connally High School. We go to the second quarter. Everything is on the quick happening here at Connally High School. That's a little my fault. Got to talk with some of the parents. Georgetown leads at 34-32 at the half. Georgetown will have the ball to open up the second half. There's 5 starters for Georgetown on the floor, along as the 5 starters as well for the Connally Cougars. Presley gets the inbound in the backcourt. He'll bring it across the timeline, covered by Jordan Wright. Presley will give it right wing into the hands of Mayhew. Up top to Presley. Eagles reset, 7:45 remaining. Left wing to Christensen. Christensen holds there. Up top to Dupre. Fakes the 3. He'll drive in. Left elbow. Kick it over to Canfield, right wing. He'll take a deep 3. It's off the back iron. Long rebound. Tracked down by Wright. And here come the Cougars. Kick it ahead into the hand of Sanders. He drives left baseline. Loses the ball. Goes back to the corner to get it. Pressured by Dupre. And then he'll throw it off of Ryan Dupre out of bounds. So the Cougars will inbound on their own baseline. 7:24 remaining here in the third quarter. 34-32, Georgetown has the 2-point lead. Right to inbound, gives it into Bryant. Now up top to Doe, right wing into the hands of Fagans. Pass stolen away by Dupre. Good defense there. He'll skip it ahead to Presley, left wing. Presley will slow it back down, dribble up top, reset the offense for Georgetown. Right wing into the hands of Cooper. Cooper fakes his man, gives it off to Dupre on the baseline. Ryan drives in. He'll stop and pop a 12-footer. It's short off the iron. Rebound by Bryant for the Cougars. 7 minutes remaining, third quarter. Kick it ahead. Fagans up top to Sanders. He'll drive into the lane. Kick it back up top, but a steal there from Dupre. Into the hands of Presley. Nice reverse spin by Presley. Dumps it down to Dupre. He'll force it up. Can't get the foul. How do you not call that foul? And it's out of bounds. They're going to call it off Georgetown. Coach Canfield in the air, the official. Dupre pump faked his man in the air. He came down on Dupre, and they still didn't call it. 6:40 left here, third quarter. Cougars get it after it goes out of bounds off the Eagles. Bryant has it left wing for the Cougars. Up top into the hands of Wright. Swinging around, Fagan's right wing. Looks down low. Holds there. Now goes to Bryant on the right block. Christensen has him. Bryant backs him in and puts it up strong and ties it up at 34 apiece. Kai Bryant now with 7 points in the ball game. 34-34, Georgetown. Tied up with the Connally Cougars. Christensen has it. Left wing for Georgetown. Spins off it down to the left elbow. He'll back it back out. He's double teamed. Gets it up top to Dupre. Dupre will drive all the way in against Bryant. Block. Christensen gets the rebound. He'll go up, and Christensen is called for the charge. As Joshua Doe falls to the ground, and he'll sell the call, and that'll be the first foul on Cooper Christensen. First team foul on the Georgetown Eagles here in the third quarter. Cougars will bring it across the timeline. Right up top to Bryant. 5:45 left, third quarter. Doe has it, drives to the line. He loses it into the hands of Wright. Right baseline into the hands of Flowers. He drives, kicks it low, but Dupre, another steal for the Eagles. He's pressured by Flowers in the backcourt. Dupre will bring it across for the Eagles. Flowers covering him tightly out near midcourt. Dupre will back it out. 5:25. Presley, right baseline 3. Fires it. Good! Q Presley knocks it down. Nice shot there by Q. He now has 10 in the ball game. And the Eagles lead it by 3. Shot forced up there by Wright. No good. Rebound Canfield for the Eagles. He'll come across the timeline. Left wing. Presley fires the 3. In and out. No good. Rebound will be taken away by Flowers for the Cougars. Kick it ahead. Doe left wing against Dupre. He'll stop and pop a 3. It's short. No good. Rebound Christensen. And here come the Eagles. Christensen will back it out now. Give it off to Presley in the backcourt. And with 4:55 remaining third quarter, Georgetown leads it 37-34. Presley across the timeline. And the ball off the foot. They're going to call it off the foot of Presley. So it'll be a turnover on the Georgetown Eagles. And here comes Bullion and Johnson into the ball game for Mayhew and Presley. Correction, for Mayhew and Christensen. Flowers will come out. And Sanders back in for the Georgetown Eagles, or for the Cougars. 4:47 remaining third quarter. Connally gets the ball back off the turnover. Right in the backcourt. He'll bring it across the timeline. Dribbles left wing for the Cougars to set up the offense. Pushes a man through, up top to Sanders. Sanders into the hand of Fagans on the right wing. Fakes, drives off a screen. Gives it off to Bryant, left wing into the hands of Doe. Doe fakes the 3, comes off of a screen. Kicks it back to Bryant, left wing 3, fired. It's off the rim, no good. Canfield will get the rebound. for the Eagles, and he'll bring it across the timeline. 4:15 left, third quarter. Canfield dribbles off of pressure, kicks it over right wing. Bouillon, he'll drive into the lane, kick it out to Johnson, up top Dupre. Slow it back down to Presley, reset the offense, back to Dupre, top of the key, backdoor cut by Johnson. But he'll back it back out, reset the offense with 4 minutes left in the quarter. Presley out near the midcourt line. Dribbles to the right side, kicks it off to Canfield. He'll be doubled up near the midcourt stripe, loses the ball into the hands of Doe, but now it's stripped free. Bouillon comes away with it for Georgetown. He'll try to kick it off to Presley, but he'll be fouled there, and that'll be a foul on number 13, Jordan Wright, the 5'8 senior. That'll be Jordan Wright's third personal foul, first team foul on the Cougars. Here in the third quarter. 3:44 remaining, third quarter. Georgetown inbound in front of the Connally bench. Presley to inbound into Canfield in the backcourt. Canfield will bring it across the timeline, covered by Doe. Here comes the double team, gives it off to Dupre at the free throw line, drives in, puts it up, no foul. Ball tip free. Charles Johnson comes away with it on the left baseline. Goes down to Dupre at the left block. Dumps it down low, but stolen away by the Cougars. Joshua Doe gets the steal. He'll push it across the timeline. Left side for the Cougars. He's doubled up, skips it over. Sanders right wing. He'll dribble there against Presley. Picks up his dribble. Pressure being applied. And the ball stripped free. Now Sanders gets it back, gives it off to Doe. Cougars reset with 3:05 left, third quarter. Doe looks to drive on Johnson. Stop and pop from the free throw line, and good. Joshua Doe having a ball game. That's his 14th point of the ball game for the Cougars, and it's a 37-36 lead for Georgetown. 2:50 left here, third quarter. Canfield dribbles through pressure. He'll drive in, gives it off to Dupre, top of the key, right wing Bouillon, back to Canfield, right baseline three, up, no good. Long rebound, and Johnson gets knocked to the ground by Doe, and it's off of Doe, out of bounds. Georgetown will inbound with 2:41 remaining in the third quarter, but Coach Canfield's going to take a 30-second timeout. We'll take it with him. 2:41 left, third quarter, 37 for Georgetown, 36 for Connally. Georgetown basketball continues in a moment. Back here at Connally High School in a 30-second timeout called by Coach Canfield. Georgetown basketball is brought to you by Mack Hike Ford and Lincoln of Georgetown and Mack Hike Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, your sole sponsors of Georgetown Eagle basketball. Here brought to you by First Responder Broadcasting on the SHN Sports Network. Thank you so much to Mack Hike Ford, Lincoln, and Mack Hike Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Georgetown. 2:41 remaining, third quarter. Landry Bouillon to inbound for the Eagles underneath their own basket. Gets it to Cooper Christensen. He'll bring it back up top, give it off to Presley, and Presley resets the offense. Up top, Bouillon will go right wing into the hands of Johnson. Johnson holds there, looking down low for Dupre. Drives into the lane, kicks it over to Christensen. Back to Presley. 2:25 remaining. Presley drives in the lane, up and under. His free layup, no good, too strong. Rebound ahead, and Bouillon with a steal. How do you call that foul from the other side? There's an official 5 feet away. And they're going to call the foul on Landry Bouillon. As Scruggs went to the floor, Bouillon grabbed the ball, but they'll get Bouillon with a foul. That's his first personal foul, second team foul on the Eagles. Here in third quarter, 2:21 remaining in the quarter. Scruggs inbounds to Dockery in the backcourt for the Cougars. He'll bring it across the timeline. Left wing to Bryant. Bryant holds there against Christensen. Up top, Dockery. Right wing to Sanders. Sanders looks for Bryant down low, can't get it to him. He'll go up top into the hand of Fagans. Fagans fakes, drives into the lane, kicks it out to Sanders. Up top to Bryant, swing it around. Dockery to Scruggs on the baseline. Scruggs will go baseline, loses the ball, but Charles Johnson will be whistled for a foul on the baseline. That'll be Johnson's first personal foul, third team foul on the Eagles. Here in the third quarter. 1:56 left here in the third quarter. Doe back out of the ball game for Sanders for the Cougars. Doe will inbound on the baseline for the Cougars underneath their own basket. Gets it up top to Fagans. Fagans holds there against Dupre. Gives it off to Doe on the right wing. Up top to Dockery. Back to Doe on the right wing. to the free throw line. Tries to go over to Bryant. Stolen away by Cooper Christensen, but into the hands of Fagans. And now Fagans' pass intercepted by Ryan Dupre for Georgetown. Dupre fouled in the backcourt. No whistle there against Bryant as he reached in. And now pushing on Dupre. Dupre will spin away from him, lose the ball, and into the hand of Fagans. Here comes Fagans for Connally. He'll drive in, right block, and he's blocked into the wall. Nice block there by Q Presley. Sent a message there. And now a couple of substitutions here. It's Kai Canfield and Evan Mayhew come back in for Georgetown, replacing Dupre and Presley. 1:22 remaining, third quarter. Cougars will inbound on the baseline underneath their own basket. Doe to try to get it in. He'll throw it high to Bryant on the right wing. Hands it off to Doe. Off a screen. Doe to the right elbow. Tries to cut down the lane. Throws up a runner. No good. Evan Mayhew the rebound for Georgetown. He'll spin away from trouble. Give it off to Kai Canfield with 1:10 left third quarter. Canfield across the timeline. All the way in. The left-handed layup. No good, but he'll draw the foul on Scruggs. That'll be Scruggs' first personal foul. Second team foul on the Cougars, and that'll send Kai Canfield to the free throw line. 4-2 shots. Canfield 2 for 2 from the day. 10 points in the ball game in the first half. 1:05 left here in the third quarter. This free throw good for Canfield now with 11 points. 38-36. Georgetown leads by 2. One shot remaining here for Canfield from the free throw line. Kai Reddies fires away, knocks this one down as well, and a three-point lead again for the Eagles. Kai now with 12 points in the ball game. 39-36, Georgetown leads it. 1 minute left, third quarter, 1 minute. Scruggs dribbles right wing, picked up by Charles Johnson, skips it up top to Fagans, now to Bryant on the left wing, covered by Christensen. Tries to drive, kicks it off to Dockery. Dockery into the free throw line, skips it over to Scruggs right wing, drives in, cut off there by Johnson. Back out to Dockery. Dockery fakes the shot, dribbles up top, reset the offense, gives it off to Mekhi Bryant with 35 seconds remaining. Right wing, Fagans holds there against Evan Mayhew. Fagans up top to Bryant. 28 seconds remaining. Clock continues to run. Baseline, Doe. He'll kick it back up top. Dockery wide open three-pointer on the way. In and out, no good. Rebound, Evan Mayhew for Georgetown. He'll give it to Cooper. Cooper across the timeline, 15 seconds, drives all the way in. The layup is up, no good. But a foul whistled on the Cougars. Nice job of Christensen to try to avoid the contact. The foul's called on Dockery. That'll be his first personal foul. Third team foul on the Cougars, and Cooper Christensen goes to the free throw line for 2 shots with 13.4 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Cooper's first free throw on the way. Rattles in and out and back in. Extends the lead up to 4, 40-36. Cooper's first point of the ball game. Cooper readies. Second free throw on the way. No good. Rebound by Mekhi Bryant. He'll give it off to Scruggs. Scruggs across the timeline. Left wing into the hands of Fagan. Stop and pop an 18-footer up. No good. Rebound Bullion. He's doubled up there. Tries to get rid of it. Does to Mayhew. And Mayhew to Canfield. Half-court shot will come after the buzzer. It's no good. And the third quarter comes to an end. 40-36. Georgetown leads it by 4. After 3 complete quarters, we'll take a timeout. Fourth quarter action comes your way in just a moment here on the SHN Sports Network. Here, Connally High School. We go to quarter number 4. Georgetown leads it over Connally 40-36. 4 points in the quarter for Connally in the third quarter, only 6 for Georgetown. But good defense by the Eagles. Keeps them in the lead now, 40-36. Connally will have the ball to start the fourth quarter. Fagans, Doe, Bryant, Scruggs, and Dockery on the floor for the Cougars. Bullion, Johnson, Christensen, Canfield, and Mayhew on the floor for the Georgetown Eagles. Dockery to Bryant, left wing, hands it off to Doe. Doe off the screen, back to Bryant. Covered by Christensen, swing it over to Scruggs on the right wing. Scruggs pump fake, drive all the way in. Evan Mayhew cuts that off, kick it out to Dockery. Tries to skip pass and gets it over to Fagans on the baseline. Pump fake, drives in, and the layup in the lane is up and good. And a foul on the play on the Georgetown Eagles. They're going to call it on Evan Mayhew. That'll be his first personal foul, first team foul. And that'll send Fagans to the free throw line for the old-fashioned three-point play attempt. He has 8 in the ball game now. Mayhew's first personal foul. And now Fagans readies from the free throw line. He's 1 for 2 on the day. This one is good. And the lead cut back to 1 for Georgetown. 40-39. Canfield inbounds to Mayhew, but it's knocked out from behind by Mekhi Bryant. And that was not Canfield on the inbound. That was Landry Bullion. And so now the Eagles will have to reset here on the near sideline. Bullion to inbound. He'll get it into Charles Johnson, but it's stripped out of the hands of Johnson by Scruggs. The Eagles having a hard time getting out of the pressure applied by the Cougars. Bullion to inbound. Gets it into Cooper Christensen. Picked up by Doe. Christensen will dribble against him on the far sideline. Doubled up. Gets it over to Bullion. Bullion ahead to Canfield. Top of the key. He'll hold there. Now to Christensen, right wing. And Christensen shuffled the feet before he could make the decision. Traveling violation called on the Eagles. Another turnover for Georgetown. Gives it back over to Connally with 7:23 left here in the ball game. Bryant gets the inbound for the Cougars. Brings it across the timeline. Top of the key. Dribbles to the right wing. Up top to Scruggs. Into the hands of Doe on the left wing. Now to Fagans. Top of the key against Mayhew. Gives it off to Scruggs on the right wing. Up top to Bryant. Bryant looks to drive on Christensen and does. Forces one up and in. And the Cougars take the lead back. 41-40. 9 points now in the ball game for Mekhi Bryant. Mayhew down to Johnson on the right baseline to a streaking Bullion, and he'll lay it up and in. Landry Bullion now has 7 in the ball game. And the lead back to Georgetown, 42-41. The ball knocked out of bounds. It looked like it was off Bryant's leg, but they call it off of Georgetown. So the Cougars will inbound on the near sideline with 6:41 remaining. As Dupre and Presley back into the ball game. Evan Mayhew, Landry Bullion check out for the Eagles. Wright checks back in for Scruggs for the Cougars. Mekhi Bryant to inbound here on the near sideline for Connally. Down low to Doe. Covered by Presley. Into the right elbow. Spin around jumper. It's up. No good, but a foul whistled on the shot on Q Presley. That'll be his third personal foul. Second team foul on Georgetown. And that'll send Joshua Doe to the free throw line for 2 shots. He has 14 points in the ball game. First trip to the free throw line for Doe. Comes here at the 6:35 mark of the fourth quarter. Doe readies. First free throw is on the way, is good. Ties it up at 42 apiece. Doe with 15 points in the ball game. 42-42. As Doe gets ready for his second free throw attempt. It is on the way, good as well. And the Cougars take the 1-point lead, 43-42. Canfield in the backcourt, covered by Dockery. Reverse dribble across the timeline, center of the floor. He'll go up top to Dupre, left wing to Presley. Presley will dribble up top. Slow it back down as he backs out near midcourt. Goes to Canfield, right side. 6:15 remaining, fourth quarter. Canfield dribbles out. Now back in. Tries to drive in. Kicks it out to Christensen. Drives baseline. Ball stripped free by Fagans. Into the hands of Doe, and here come the Cougars. Doe across the timeline, left side. Stops outside the three-point line on the wing. Dribbles out of pressure. Top of the key. Loses the ball. Gets it back. Gives it over to Wright. He'll circle back out to the free throw line. Back down to Fagans. Right side three-pointer fired by Fagans. No good. Dupre tips the rebound into the hands of Charles Johnson for Georgetown. 5:45 remaining in the ballgame. 43-42. Connally by 1. Johnson to Presley across the timeline. Right side. Presley covered by Fagans. Dribbles up top to the free throw line. Looks for the backdoor cut. Kicks it to Cooper, left wing. Back up top to Presley. Presley looks to drive, spins, middle of the lane. The runner up and good. Q Presley, nice take there. Now has 12 in the ball game. And Georgetown leads it 44-43. Bryant looks to drive on Dupre. Cut off there. Dupre, great defense. The shot no good. Into the hands of Charles Johnson for Georgetown. Canfield across the timeline. Picked up by Dockery. Loses the ball, and it's out of bounds off of Dockery. The referee right there on top of it makes the call. Georgetown will inbound with 5:09 remaining in the ball game. Barnwell will check in for Connally. Cooper Christensen checks out. Landry Bullion back in for Georgetown. 5 minutes remaining in the ball game. Canfield dribbles down now, backs it back out. Dockery on him. Canfield out to the free throw line. Backdoor cut to Dupre, but out of his reach. Turnover on the Eagles. And Coach Canfield's going to call a timeout. We'll take it with him. 4:52 left in the ball game. Georgetown leads Connally by 1, 44-43. One more timeout here. We'll take it. Georgetown basketball continues on the SHN Sports Network in just a moment. At Connally High School we come. Georgetown and Connally doing battle here in the district opener here at Connally High School. 4:52 remaining in the ball game. Georgetown leads it by 1, 44-43. The Eagles called the timeout there. Now Connally will inbound on the Georgetown end of the floor. On the floor for Georgetown, Presley, Johnson, Canfield, Dupre, and Bullion. On the floor for the Cougars, Bryant, Wright, Fagans, Barnwell, and Dockery. Barnwell, left wing, covered by Bullion. Up top to Bryant. Bryant will give it off to Fagans, off a screen. A deep three from the right wing is good. Fagans knocks down the three. He now has 12 in the ball game. And Connally takes the lead, 46-44. Canfield across the timeline. Drives in, up top to Dupre. Wide open three from the top of the key. Short off the front iron. Barnwell the rebound. Kick it ahead to Bryant. Bryant loses it, gets it back. Holds there, kicks it over to Dockery. Left wing, left baseline into the hands of Wright. Wright picks up his dribble. Ball stripped free by Bullion. And here comes the three. It's up, no good. But Barnwell will charge into him, trying to get the block out. And that'll draw 3 free throws for Kai Canfield on Barnwell's first foul of the ball game. First team foul on the Cougars here in quarter number 4. But Kai Canfield 4 for 4 from the free throw line today. 12 points in the ball game. Goes for 3 free throws here, with a chance to give the Eagles the lead back if he makes all 3 of these. First free throw from Canfield on the way is nothing but net. 46-45. Canfield's second free throw on the way, short off the front iron. 4:01 left here in the ball game. 46-45, Cougars by 1. Canfield has one more free throw coming here. Free throw from Canfield on the way. Nothing but net. But a lane violation called there. So the free throw is waved off. The Cougars get the ball with a 1-point lead. 46-45, Doe in the backcourt. Correction, Wright. Barnwell has it on the left wing, covered by Bullion. Goes up top to Bryant. Right wing into the hands of Wright. Off a screen. Wright dribbles there against Presley. Kicks it out to Bryant on the baseline. Looks to drive, lowers the shoulder, and the offensive foul called there on Mekhi Bryant. And the ball turned back over to Georgetown. That'll be Mekhi Bryant's second personal foul. Second team foul on the Cougars. Georgetown will get the ball back. Wright will check out. Doe back into the ball game. Scruggs checks in. Dockery will check out for the Cougars. And now full court pressure going to be applied again by the Cougars. 3:42 remaining in the ball game. Bullion gets it into Canfield, covered by Scruggs. Canfield will dribble up against pressure. Gets it across the timeline. Gives it over, right wing to Bullion. Bullion back up top to Canfield. Here comes the double team on Canfield. He'll go down baseline to Johnson. Skip pass over to Bullion, right baseline. Tries to go low to Dupre. It's between his legs. Johnson gets it up top to Presley. Eagles reset with 3:15 remaining in the ball game. Presley skips it over to Canfield left side. Steps up, gives it down to Johnson. Fakes the three, up top to Dupre. He'll drive all the way in, kick it out. Johnson back to Canfield, top of the key. The pass is too low to handle. Now he gets it back and resets the offense. 2:59 remaining. Gives it off to Presley, right side. Covered by Fagans. Presley will dribble here. Past Fagans. Top of the key, backdoor cut to Canfield. He'll go up, bucket and one. What a play there by Kai Canfield. He'll get the bucket and draw the foul on Scruggs. That'll send Canfield to the free throw line. Scruggs will pick up his second personal foul. That'll be the third team foul on the Cougars. But more importantly, that'll give the Eagles the 1 point lead back and a chance to make it two if Canfield can knock this free throw down. 2:46 remaining in the ball game. Georgetown 47, Connally 46. Canfield's free throw, good, nothing but net, and a 2 point lead, 48-46. 16 points in the ball game for Canfield so far. The Eagles lead by 2. Doe, left wing to Fagans for the Cougars, up top to Barnwell. Barnwell holds against Bullion. He'll back it out, reset the offense for the Cougars with 2.5 minutes remaining. Drives right wing, gives it off to Mekhi Bryant. Gives it off to Wright, free throw lane jumper. It's up off the rim, no good. Mekhi Bryant's putback, no good, but he gets his own rebound. Puts it in to tie it up at 48 apiece, and a timeout called by Coach Howie. Bryant now with 11 points in the ball game, and we're tied at 48 with 2:19 left here in the ball game. A quick timeout. Georgetown basketball returns on the SHN Network in just a moment. Out of the timeout. Georgetown basketball brought to you here on the SHN Sports Network. Thanks to the sponsorship by Mack Hike Ford Lincoln and Mack Hike Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Here's sponsors of Georgetown Eagle basketball here, brought to you by First Responder Broadcasting. And out of the timeout, Georgetown will inbound on the Connally end of the floor. Bullion gets it into Canfield. 2:15 remaining here in the ballgame. Tied up 48-48. Canfield will get it across the timeline, covered tightly by Fagans. Picks up his dribble, tries to get rid of it, and does. Bullion saves him, gets it, gives it off to Christensen, back to Canfield. 2 minutes remaining. Canfield dribbles past Fagans, and now a foul called on the floor on Fagans. That'll be his third personal foul. That'll be the fourth team foul on the Cougars here in the quarter. So the next foul will give Georgetown free throws the rest of the way. Georgetown only two team fouls here in the fourth quarter. Christensen will inbound into the backcourt to Canfield. 1:55 in the ball game as Canfield dribbles in the backcourt. Across the timeline, picks up his dribble, gets it to Presley. He'll be double teamed on the near sideline, throws it off of Fagans out of bounds. So the Eagles will have to inbound again. Christensen to inbound here on the near sideline. Throws it in the backcourt to Kai Canfield. 1:45 remaining in the ball game. Tied up at 48 apiece. Canfield across the timeline. Dribbles against Fagans. Gives it off to Christensen. He'll dribble up towards the top. Christensen covered by Wright. He'll give it to Canfield out near midcourt. Canfield gets it to Presley. 1:20 left here in the ball game. Presley will dribble past Doe to the left wing. Up to the left elbow. Kick it out to Dupre. Fakes, and he'll drive all the way in and lay it up and in. But a traveling violation called on the far side there. Coach Canfield in the ear of the official. So the turnover on the Eagles gives it back to Connally with 1:15 remaining in the ball game. 48-48 your score. A tight one here in the last minute, 15 seconds remaining. Inbound to Wright. He'll bring it across the timeline. Gives it off to Bryant. Bryant hands it off to Doe. Free throw line. He kicks it over. Wright on the right baseline. Kicks it out to Barnwell on the wing. Barnwell, double dibble. No call. Kicks it out to Wright. Right baseline three. No good. Battle for the rebound. It's knocked free, and Canfield comes away with it. Canfield will push ahead. He has the breakaway. He'll go up, force up a layup, not get it to go, but he'll draw the foul on Doe. That'll send Kai Canfield to the free throw line. Doe will pick up his third personal foul, and the 15th foul for the Cougars here in the fourth quarter. And Kai Canfield back to the free throw line with a chance to give Georgetown the lead here with 51.8 seconds remaining. Canfield ready for free throw number one. Fires away. It's up off the front iron. It goes in. The shooter's touch. Get the free throw to go. The Eagles lead it by one now, 49-48. As Canfield are ready for free throw number two. 51.83 seconds remaining here in the ball game. Canfield free throw on the way. Nothing but net, and a 2-point lead for Georgetown. 18 points in the ball game for Canfield, and a timeout called here. It'll be a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here instead of going to timeout break, but it's a chance to keep it and thank our two sponsors, Mack Hike Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram and Mack Hike Ford Lincoln of Georgetown, your sole presenting sponsors of Georgetown Eagle basketball live here on the SHN Sports Network. Thank you to Mack Hike of Georgetown. Both dealerships bring you Georgetown Eagle basketball free of charge here on the SHN Sports Network. And they proudly support Georgetown basketball and the first responder broadcasting team. And we thank them. That's the only place we take our Jeep Wrangler is to the trusty hands of Mack Hike Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Georgetown. And go out and support those two fine establishments. I tell you what, that's where our family does business and all the cars that we seem to go through in our household. But they bring you this every game this season to make it free of charge for you guys here on the SHN Sports Network. Out of the quick timeout, the Cougars will inbound with 51 seconds remaining, down by 2. Georgetown 50, Connally 48. Makai Bryant, left wing, hands it off to Doe. Sets a high screen. Doe dribbles off of it towards the top of the key. Now back to the left elbow, into the lane. The runner up and off the glass and good for Doe. And a quick timeout by Coach Howie as Doe ties it up at 50 apiece. Joshua Doe now with 18 in the ball game. And this timeout we will take. It's going to be a full timeout. We'll take it with them. 38.44 seconds remaining, tied up at 50 apiece. Georgetown basketball continues in a moment. Out of the timeout. 38.44 seconds remaining in the ball game. Georgetown will have the ball to inbound on the Connally end of the court. 50-50 to score thanks to a free throw lane jumper kissed off the glass by Joshua Doe to tie it up at 50. Bouillon inbounds to Canfield. Gets it off to Presley. Q will bring it up. Near midcourt now across the timeline. 30 seconds remaining in the ball game. Right wing to Bouillon, covered by Barnwell. Up top to Presley, fakes the shot, drives in. Now he'll kick it out to Cooper Christensen. He'll dribble and hand it off to Dupre on the right side. Back to Cooper. Cooper looks to drive, gives it off to Bouillon. 15 seconds remaining. Skip pass, knocked out, but Canfield saves it to Christensen. Gives it off to Presley, back to Canfield. 8 seconds remaining in the ball game. Canfield out near midcourt, gets a high screen, dribble, reverse dribble, loses it, kick it ahead. 1 second left. A throw up at the buzzer is no good by Wright. He had time, but he threw up a one-footed floater, and it went off the back of the iron, no good, and that'll send us to overtime. 50-50 your score. Georgetown and Connally tied at the end of 4. We'll take a timeout, come back with overtime. Georgetown basketball continues in a moment. Out of the quick break there. We got 4 minutes now in the overtime period. Georgetown and Connally. Mackay Bryant, Evan Mayhew will jump it off in the middle of the floor. Mayhew wins that back to Dupre, and Georgetown has it to start the overtime period. Presley will bring it across the timeline for Georgetown. Picks up his dribble, goes right wing to Mayhew, back to Presley. 3:45 remaining. Canfield has it right wing, covered by Fagans. Canfield will dribble up top, kick it over to Dupre, left wing. He'll stop and pop a three. It's on the way. It's up, no good. And the rebound by Bryant for the Cougars. 3:35 remaining in the overtime period. Kick it ahead, left wing to right into the lane. He'll pick up his dribble, dumps it down to Mackay Bryant. He loses it. Cooper Christensen comes away with it. Ahead to Canfield, dribbles left wing, stop and pop a three. It's on the way. Good! Kai Canfield knocks down a three-pointer, and he now has 21 points in the ball game. And the Cougars back across the timeline. Doe to the right wing. Drives into the lane. The little floater over Mayhew. It's no good, but a foul whistle there on the shot. Mayhew whistled for the foul with 3:12 left in the overtime period. That'll be Mayhew's second personal foul. And Scruggs will go to the – Doe will go to the free throw line. He has 17 points in the ball game for the Cougars. 2 free throws coming here for Joshua Doe. First free throw on the way, in and out, no good. 3:12 remaining in the overtime period. Georgetown leads it 53-50 on a Kai Canfield three-pointer. Joshua Doe at the free throw line. Second free throw attempt for Doe on the way. It is up, and it is good. 53-51. Georgetown by 2. Barnwell will check out. Dockery back in for the Cougars. Christensen to inbound. Trying to get it into Presley, and does. Presley across the timeline. Goes over to Canfield, left wing, into the hands of Ryan Dupre. Up top to Presley. Reset the offense with 3 minutes remaining in overtime. 3 minutes remaining. Presley shakes his man. Right wing to Canfield, covered by Fagans. Drives baseline. Stops, picks up his dribble. Gives it off to Mayhew, back to Canfield. He'll dribble back up top and reset the offense. Canfield to the top of the key, dribbles to the left wing, gives it off to Dupre. Dupre drives baseline, and a blocking foul called there on Doe. And that one will be on Joshua Doe. That's his 4th personal foul. And that'll send Ryan Dupre to the free throw line for 2 free throws. The foul continuation here in the overtime period. It's past 5 team fouls. Georgetown only has 3 team fouls. Mayhew will check out. Bouillon back in for Georgetown as Ryan Dupre will go to the free throw line. He had 6 points in the ball game, all in the first half. Has a chance to make it a 4-point lead if he can make both of these. 53-51, Georgetown leads it with 2:38 remaining. First free throw, good for Dupre. 54-51. I don't have to catch up on the board. Sorry, I took it off. Just got to get it caught up. Dupre's second free throw, good as well. He now has 8 in the ball game. And Georgetown leads it 55-51. Bryant left wing. Went to throw it to Doe, but Doe was going for a backdoor cut. And now they're arguing at each other, but Bryant threw it out of bounds. Turnover on the Cougars. Canfield has it in the backcourt. 2:25 left in the ball game. Canfield knocked to the floor, loses the ball. It's loose on the floor. Dupre went and got it. And a timeout called by Coach Canfield. Great job there by Ryan Dupre to hit on the floor, get the ball. And Georgetown will save the possession. 2:22 remaining in overtime. Georgetown leads it by 4, 55-51. A full timeout. We'll take it with them. Georgetown basketball continues in a moment. Out of the timeout, Georgetown will inbound here on the near sideline. Cooper Christensen, Q Presley, Kai Canfield, Ryan Dupre, Landry Bullion on the floor for the Georgetown Eagles. Christensen will inbound into the backcourt to Kai Canfield. 2:20 left here in the overtime period. Georgetown leads by 4. Canfield across the timeline. Here comes the double team. Backdoor cut by Bullion. He'll dump it off to Dupre, loses it, goes back up, and he'll be called for a traveling violation on the backside. And turnover gives it right back to the Cougars with 2:10 left in the overtime period. Mekhi Bryant will bring it across the timeline. Center of the floor for the Cougars. He'll dribble towards the right wing, give it off to Fagans. Fagans holds there against Landry Bullion. Up top to Bryant. Swing it left wing. Dockery has it off of a high screen. Gives it back to Bryant, but stolen by Bullion. He can't save it. Great effort there by Landry Bullion to read that pass, but it went out of bounds, so the ball back to the Cougars. So the Cougars will inbound over in front of their own bench. Right to inbound for the Cougars. 1:53 remaining in the ball game. Georgetown 55, Connally 51. Inbound to Doe. Right now has it right wing by Canfield. Backdoor alley-oop, no good as Bryant missed it. Hung on the rim, no technical foul. Dupre got the rebound off the missed dunk, and then Dupre is fouled in the backcourt. So Ryan Dupre will go to the free throw line. The foul whistled on Fagans. That'll be his 4th personal foul. So send Dupre back to the other end of the floor for 2 free throws here. Chance to make it. A 6-point lead. He can knock them both down. The big missed dunk there on the alley-oop to Mekhi Bryant. And a rebound by Dupre. He gets fouled and gets 2 free throws here. Minute 40 left in the overtime period. First free throw from Dupre is off the iron, no good. One more free throw to come here for Dupre. Dupre readies, fires the second free throw. This one is good. And a 5-point lead for Georgetown now, 56-51. Dupre now with 9 points in the ball game. Fagans up top to Doe. Looks to drive, cut off, goes baseline, kicks it back up top, stolen away by Ryan Dupre. Good defense. Skip pass ahead to Bullion, and he'll just bring it down, slow it down. Canfield left wing. He gets covered there on the sideline. Now he'll dribble out of trouble, picks up his dribble. And a timeout called by Coach Canfield to save from any kind of turnover there with 1:17 left here in the overtime period. It's going to be a full timeout. We'll take it with them. 56-51. Georgetown leads it by 5 with 1:17 left in the overtime period. Georgetown basketball continues in a moment. The timeout. Georgetown leads it 56-51 over the Connally Cougars with 1:17 left here in the overtime period. Georgetown has the ball here on the near sideline. Bouillon to inbound and gets it into Dupre in the backcourt, covered by Bryant. Dupre will bring it across the timeline, being bumped by Bryant. Tight coverage. No foul called there. Dupre double teamed, and now a foul called on the floor. They're going to call it on Fagans, and that will be all for Fagans on the night. That's his 5th personal foul. So Fagans will be out of the ballgame. He'll leave the ballgame with 12 points on the night. And Ryan Dupre goes back to the free throw line for the 2 shots on the foul. Flowers comes back into the ballgame for Fagans. For the Connally Cougars, 1:08 left here in the ball game. Dupre's free throw rattles around and drops in. A big free throw there for Dupre. 57-51. Chance to make it a 3-possession game, and Dupre does with the made free throw. 58-51. Georgetown by 7. 1 minute left in the overtime period. 1 minute as Flowers has it right wing. Looking down low, dribbles back up top. Passes it off to Doe on the right wing. To a cutting Bryant. He'll lay it up and in and get the foul. Nice pass and a nice play there by Mekhi Bryant. Cuts it to a 5-point deficit. The foul whistled there. They're going to call it on Landry Bouillon. That is Bouillon's 2nd personal fouls. 4th team foul. 3rd team foul on the Eagles. Free throw by Bryant is good. Now it's a 4-point ball game. 58-54. 50 seconds remaining. Canfield swings it ahead to to Dupre, and he'll bring it across the timeline. Kicks it over to Canfield near side. Canfield down to Christensen. He'll dribble to the free throw line. Give it off to Dupre near midcourt. Back to Christensen at the free throw line. Back to Canfield. Over to Dupre right side. Playing catch up top. And Canfield will be fouled with 33.45 seconds by Wright. That will be Wright's 4th personal foul. Canfield to the free throw line for 2 free throws. Canfield with 21 points in the night so far. Chance to push this one back up to a 6-point lead with 2 free throws made. First free throw is off the front of the iron, no good. Canfield ready for free throw number 2. It is on the way. And that one rattles in and out, no good. Bryant with a rebound across the timeline for the Cougars, and they'll call a timeout as soon as he crosses the timeline. 30.7 seconds remaining here in the overtime period. Georgetown 58, Connally 54. We'll take it with them. It's just a quick 30-second timeout. We'll stay right here. Matt Kite Ford Lincoln and Matt Kite Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, your sponsors of Georgetown Eagle basketball this season. They bring you Georgetown basketball here on the SHN Network, presented by First Responder Broadcasting. And we're live here at Connally High School, the opening day of district play for 5A Region 3, District 23. Other action today in District 23, Elgin is at Eastview. They play at 4 p.m., played at 4 p.m. Cedar Creek, it was at Hendrickson. Bastrop played at Pflugerville at 12:30. And then the next action for district play for the boys will be on January the 3rd, Wednesday night, January 3rd of 2024. Pflugerville will be at Georgetown to take on your Eagles in the Georgetown Gymnasium. So come join us there, 7 p.m. tip. If you can't make it, we'll be live on the SHN Sports Network, 6:45 pregame, 7 o'clock for the tip-off. Out of the quick timeout, Connally will inbound on the near sideline. 30.77 seconds remaining in overtime. They trail by 4. Inbound to Doe. Over to Bryant on the left wing extended. He'll hold there. Dribbles at the top of the key. Hands it off to Wright. Wright dribbles to the left elbow. Kicks it over to Doe on the baseline. Drives baseline. Kicks it out. Dockery. His pass stolen by Q Presley. And Q's going to be able to ice this one away. The layup good. 60-54. 12 seconds remaining. Right across the timeline. And he'll be fouled up towards the three-point line. That'll be the fourth team foul on Georgetown with 9 seconds left. Good play there by Q Presley. He now has 14 points in the ball game. And that'll about ice this one for Georgetown. A 6-point lead with 9 seconds remaining. Give the foul to Q. That's his fourth foul, but a heads-up foul there to not give up the layup. Pressure applied now to Wright. He'll drive in, kick it out. Flowers. He'll shoot the shot, no good. Rebound by Dockery. His putback, no good, and that's the ball game. Georgetown goes on the road and wins it in overtime, 60-54 over the Connally Cougars. They'll go to 1-0 in district play, but more importantly, it's 11-6 on the season, and that'll drop Connally to 9-8 on the year and 0-1 in district play. And now a whistle by the officials. They're going to separate the coaching staffs of the players again. They were shaking hands. Not sure what they're saying here. They may be saying that should have been the 5th foul on Georgetown and 2 free throws for Wright. And so we'll see what happened. We're going to take a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll update you. We'll figure out what's going on. Georgetown basketball continues in a moment. So they're saying some kind of foul occurred. They put 2.63 seconds back on the board. And so Wright goes to the free throw line, makes the first one, 60-55. Makes the second one, 60-56. Now Georgetown will have to inbounds with 2 seconds left. They get it into Canfield. And Canfield will dribble out the time. And so the score, instead of being 60-54, ends up 60-56. As Wright knocks down those 2 free throws to end it. So not sure what all that went. We'll get to talk to Coach Canfield here in a minute to see what happened. But no, nonetheless, Georgetown gets the win in overtime, 60-56. Q Presley ends the ballgame with 14 points. Kai Canfield with 21. Ryan Dupre finishes with 11. Christensen with 1, 4 for Mayhew, 7 for Bullion, and 2 for Charles Johnson. But Eagles get the win, 60-56 in overtime over the Connally Cougars. Anything else? No, we really don't care. It's a win for Georgetown, and they go to 1-0 in district with that big win over the Connally Cougars. We'll take a quick timeout, come back with an interview, one of the players, and we'll go with Coach Canfield as well. Georgetown basketball continues in a moment. And we're live here. I think we're live back here at Connally High School. I tell you what, I'm joined by a trio. I tell you what, three good guys. And what a win, guys. It's Kai Canfield, it's Q Presley, and it's Ryan Dupre. More importantly, it's a winning Eagles team. A big win on the road to open up district play against the Connally Cougars. Q, a big play to ice it kind of there at that end. A great read of that pass, the steal, and the layup to kind of ice that one away for Georgetown. Not sure what happened on those free throws at the end. Talk about a game like this. You guys get behind at one point, down by 7-8 points, and then come back and win a big one on the road to open up district play over an athletic Connally Cougar team. How'd that one feel?
That felt good. We had to come out for district, and, it's district now, so we got to really lock in, and so it's great to start off 1-0.
You guys recover out of a tough tournament at Jack Frost. You ran a great tournament at Glen Rose, and now at a district play. The competition changes a little here. Ryan, talk about that. A lot of good action there in the second half for you guys. A lot of big turnovers, a lot of big steals, and a good job of knocking down some timely free throws for you and Kai there as well to kind of ice this one away. Talk about a big win and what this means to this team as you guys, a little Fredericksburg tournament coming up this weekend, but to start district play on a big win, how does that help this team as you move forward?
It's good for us. Honestly, after the Liberty Hill game, we knew we had to work on our press, and we knew Connally was going to jump us out of the start. So this whole week we've been practicing on it, and honestly, I don't think that was our best game, and I think we can do better.
Kai, you come back in after being kind of under the weather this week. Finished the game with 21 points, big free throws down the end, a big three to start the overtime period to lead this Eagle team with 21 on the game. A tough game when you come back not feeling well. How much does that make you feel a little bit after this team picks up a big win on the road in overtime?
Makes me feel good. I don't really know what we've been working on, but we won, so that's all that matters.
It feels like you guys. It feels like since the game against Cedar Park, things started to change. A tough game against Lake Highlands to open Jack Frost, but since then, this team has gone on a defensive approach and a lot of movement on the offensive end, where you guys seem to make that one extra pass to find that next guy open for an even better shot. Things just seem to keep gelling for this team. Talk about that. How much of you guys seem to be coming together at the right time as district starts up today and now goes forward into the new year?
We knew we were going to be a good team this year, and we all got to work together, put the pieces in the right spot. So us, working on ourselves, and I only watched film on them one time, so we're just focusing on ourselves right now and making sure we do what we're supposed to do.
You guys get a quick break here for a few days, and then Fredericksburg this next weekend. How big is a break for this team right now? Are you looking forward to that as you get into this district run? And
we need it. We need it. A lot of our teams are under the weather right now, so a lot of our teammates.
And so how big is that going to be to get you guys refreshed, come back? Because then the first two games of the new year, back at Georgetown, you get home games against Pflugerville and Elgin. How big will that be for this team to try to get off to a big start in district?
Yeah, we just know we got to come out every game. I mean, honestly, when we get off to slow starts and we start off bad, it usually doesn't end well for us. So honestly, I think as long as we keep working as a team, and we know us three right here, we got to all stay together. And it was him tonight, but honestly, it could be any of us. So we know we just got to keep feeding the high hand. And honestly, I think we can be 10-0 in district. I think we can go through it. So.
Shout outs before I let you guys go. Christmas coming around the corner.
Shout out Q and Ryan. They played hard.
Q and Ryan. Ryan, your turn.
Shout out my family. Shout out my dad. And go Eagles.
Big Q.
Shout out all my boys on the team and my mom at the hospital, my grandma right now, hoping she gets better.
Our thoughts and prayers with the Presley family. Boys, enjoyed it. Y'all enjoyed the Christmas break. We'll see you guys January 3rd. And now, Coach said get out the way. It's time for Coach Canfield. Coach, what a ball game. To see a team go down by 7 or 8 on the road in a district opener to an athletic team like Connally, and then come back and win it in overtime. A lot of good things came out of it, a lot of things to still work on. This team, but this team, through turnovers, continues to battle in that second half. A lot of good steals for this defense. It's like this defense just turned it on in that second half. Talk about this game and maybe clarify for us. What happened there at the 2.63 seconds?
Well, so first of all, we were expecting to play a lot more zone just because of their athleticism and thought that we needed it. But we went into zone, and I thought our man was really carrying us, and our guys, give them all the credit in the world. We made a couple adjustments at halftime, but their defensive positioning was exactly where it needs to be. We got a couple charge calls that were crucial. It was a big defensive effort for us. The end of the game. So new rules, the fouls start over every quarter. I looked up at the board. There were 3 on the board. I said, guys, we've got 1 foul to give, so if they get by us, foul them, and they can take the ball out on the side. Well, the table did not put that other foul on the board, which made it 5. So after they found out about it afterwards, the officials, they said it's a correctable error. We're shooting free throws and going from there. So.
Which is an odd situation to happen after the clock runs off, the game is whistled over, the team started to shake hands, and then they're saying, whoa, let's go back. The funny thing is, at the foul time when Q fouled him, and what we thought was the 4th foul was 9-point-something seconds left. They only put 2-point-seconds left. Wright makes both free throws. Really a moot point. Georgetown wins it in overtime on the road. How big is that for a confidence for this team to go on the road against a good athletic team here against Connally Cougars and get that win to open up district play?
Big. You know, I told them all this week, I said, if we're disciplined enough and we control the tempo of the game, we're going to win. Our first 2 possessions, I mean, it was like a well-oiled machine. Pass, hit, middle, backside layup, 2 in a row, and they called a timeout. And I don't know what he told them, but they stepped it up a little bit. And then when they made their run, they sped us up into live ball turnovers, which led to easy baskets. And I was like, we cannot do that. Control it, and we'll go. And still, I think we left some points on the board because when we hit the corner, the other opposite guard stayed at the 3-point line instead of going to the basket. We could have got more layups out of it. But hey, we won, and I'm a happy camper.
Some illness going through the school and through this team right now. How big is this little break here for Christmas before the Fredericksburg tournament next week? And how big is a break like this to help this team get ready for that quick tournament out to Fredericksburg for 2 days, but then to come back and be ready for district play?
Yeah, it's big. You know, they hadn't played a game since the 9th. There was a scheduling snafu. They were supposed to play on the 15th. It got canceled. And so, you know, it's like 2 Christmas breaks for them. I was nervous about our game against Liberty Hill. You know, we just didn't play hard, and we weren't in our spots, and to give our guys credit and our resilience, they did what they needed to do to walk away 1-0, and that's where we are right now, 1-0.
2 times this season, we've seen 2 big losses by this team, Lake Highlands and Liberty Hill, and this team responded the next games and got on that run through the Jack Frost tournament, a tough loss to Argyle to end the silver championship game, but then a run through that Glen Rose tournament, a big loss to Liberty Hill, and a team that shot lights out in that ball game. But this team came back resilient, like you said. How big is that as this team goes forward? This district is not easy. You're going to find a lot of tough teams, an athletic team at Eastview, a lot of teams, an Elgin team sitting at 9-2 on the year before today's game, a Cedar Creek team sitting at 11-4, 12-4. Yeah. Teams out there that have started to make the turn from some rough years. How big is that for this team to continue that resiliency, to continue that as they go into the new year?
It's big, and a road win in district is even bigger. So, I give our guys all the credit in the world, coaching staff being positive with our players, because we could have easily put our head down and said, woe's me, here we go, Liberty Hill, 15 minutes away, who our players want to beat badly, and they put it on us. You know, it just shows the grit and the true toughness that our players have.
Shout out before the Christmas break.
All my family watching at home. Appreciate y'all. See y'all in a couple days. Peace.
Merry Christmas, Coach.
Merry Christmas.
See you.
Yep.
Enjoyed it. Connally Cougars give up a home win to your Georgetown Eagles in overtime, 60-56. Georgetown 1-0 in district. A quick break for the Fredericksburg tournament, the 28th and 29th, but more importantly, back home in the friendly confines at Georgetown High School on January the 3rd to take on the Pflugerville Panthers. Come join us live at Georgetown High School, 7 p.m. first tip. If you can't make it, we'll be live here on the SHN Sports Network. First Responder Broadcasting brings you all Georgetown Eagle basketball. Thanks to Mack Hike Ford Lincoln and Mack Hike Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, our sponsors, to bring you Georgetown basketball this season by First Responder Broadcasting. Thanks for joining us today. Eagles win at 60-56 in overtime. We'll call it. We're out of here. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. We'll be back January 3rd with more Eagle basketball. Remember, it doesn't cost you a dime to be kind. Have a good night, everybody.